Welcome to the men's conference where men become alpha males. I am Ao Pondo, the only female allowed in the men's conference. So today we're going to talk about daddy issues, and with me are 3 alpha males. Yes. Please, can we start with the introduction? I'm looking at you.
Yo, behold,
I mean, come on, seriously.
behold the fine latte. Here we are. Welcome.
Yes,
Bienvenue.
it's hot.
Hot. Très chaud.
Is it really daddy issues or zadzy issues?
Oh my God. No, it's daddy issues, not.
Sir Denver is too cavalier.
Hey, Sir Denver. No, it is dad issues.
No, but why do they still end up going for somebody and calling them zaddy? We just have to find out. Maybe that's the issue.
Because all the daddies disappear from their lives.
Daddy
Yeah,
issue and there's a
true,
zaddy
true.
issue.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to take both responsibilities. So
Yeah. When you start paying the bills and you still give it to her and she calls you daddy.
who are you? They don't even know who you are. You didn't even say who you are.
They forget you all the time.
Guys, giving yourself a good introduction is all about, delaying it a little bit.
Sorry. My bad.
Yep.
Okay, let me help you. Sound the trumpets. Hit the talking drums. For I present to you, sir.
Hold up. Wrong.
Okay.
I give you Mr. Tall, Dark, and Mildly Handsome, Sir Denver B. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
What's that?
Okay.
Where's that?
So waiting for that. What's that?
What's that?
Yes.
Oh, really? It's my time. Whose time is it? Whose time is it? So yes, you already know. Mr. Black Peasy up in this B. So what's that? You know how it goes.
Okay. Guys, I really feel like I'm the one who's not, dropping the. I will take notes and then I'll come with something fire next time, right?
Yeah, you'll even have your own intro for yourself.
Hey, all right.
I was once used on a Tiger song,
Hey.
but guess what? I'm back here.
We shall make it a refrain. You see how we've crammed everyone's intros? Yeah.
But I'm gonna get there, people. I'll get there.
Za?
What's that?
So I was asking, we're talking about dad responsibilities. Do you think the men who abandon their responsibilities, they were also abandoned? You see the way psychology has, if you are bullied when you are young, you become a bully. Do you think it applies in this sense?
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Listen, it doesn't matter what your past was. The decisions you make now define who you are now.
True.
Whether you abandoned when you're younger or not. If you got a child now, the decisions you make now is what will describe who you are.
True.
Not what happened to you when you're a child.
Yeah.
That
very
happened, that happened. Don't make it as an excuse as you grow older. You can't, right? What you do, you learn from it. And when your time comes to make a decision, you better make the best decision of your life, because that's what defines who you're going to be.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Denver.
I don't think it's supposed to, but I would be naive to say that it might not. And I know I'm sounding like a philosopher right about now because I've said yes and no at the same exact time. But that aside, it shouldn't. Just because you weren't treated well as a son doesn't mean that you get to be a crappy father. If you do get to be a crappy father, well, damn it, your son might probably end up being a crappy son. Just saying.
Anyway,
Just saying.
I don't think we need to bastardize everything, because one thing is this, they have both said, your past should not dictate your future. If you really felt like you missed a father figure in life, and you are a young man, you've become a father, why are you trying to leave somebody else's mistake? You see, you're just a miserable imitation of a person. That is who you are. Because if your life is all about how I was treated, now I have to treat the other person like that, then you're not human. You're not supposed to be human. You're just like a dog. You're just like a cat. Because the animals are the ones that pick behaviors as per what they see, as how they are trained. For you, you are fashioned to abandon responsibility. And as a young man, if you're making a lady pregnant out there, because I believe during sex, it's the man who knows when they're making someone pregnant. Because you know when you are ejaculating. Hey, listen, you know when you're ejaculating because it takes a sperm to make a child. So the man knows when they're ejaculating. You get? And you also know since you didn't use protection.
Yeah.
So why would you evade responsibility? There is only one reason, because you're a miserable imitation of a man.
I was waiting for that statement. Because he always says it like every time. Okay, first of all, your power as a man ceases the moment you ejaculate. I think that one is unanimous. Like after you go ahead and you have like zero power over what happens next after that. So in a sense, it's almost like that responsibility can at times be imposed on you.
These policies.
Hold up.
Okay.
This man,
I don't know about that.
Who made you a knight? Who made you sir?
keep quiet. Mr. Fine Latte, who is now starting to become a very cold cup of coffee, said that you know when you ejaculate, but do you know when you pre-cum? No, you do not.
You know when you pre-cum.
Which is why pull-out is considered to be only 70% effective. Because since you do not know when you pre-cum, then there's a pretty good chance that you might have pre-cummed, you pulled out, but you still got pregnant.
But I feel like you should be willing to take responsibilities. Honestly, you know consequences, actions have consequences. You can tell me.
No, actions have
you're just like,
consequences, but it's not like she didn't know that I was going in raw.
I mean, she knew, but
she also had precautions to take.
She trusted you. She was
No,
like,
hold up. She also had precautions to take, because let's not play ourselves here. Women have way more options in terms of contraception than men do.
Contraceptives do fail. Even if you're putting your woman, you're subjecting your woman to taking P2s after sex, after unprotected sex. You see, P2s fail. Even if they are on birth control, that thing fails. Even if you use a condom, condoms are not 100% effective. Yeah. So this is the point. If you are a man and you are sexually active, there is one thing that comes, many things that comes out of sex. If it's not an STD or an STI, then we have pregnancy.
True.
So be ready to shoulder the responsibilities of STDs, STI, and mostly pregnancy. Take care of the kid. You miserable imitation of a man. As an alpha male, you do that.
You hide Fine Latte talk.
Let's
You
talk
had
to
him.
Mr. Black Pepper.
Yes.
Talk to me. What do you think?
Well, this is what I think, right? If you're an alpha male
Yeah.
and you're having sex without any protection, just know you're going to have kids at some point. All right? That's something you have to know. We're not living in manyatas where it was all about procreation. So if you're going to have sex and have kids, no worries. The village is going to take care of the kid, no worries. No, that's not where we're living now. Okay? Now you have a kid, you'll have to be sent out there, live in an apartment alone, and your wife and your child, and start getting life together. Right? So if that's what you want, sure, go ahead and do that. But if that's not what you want, please protect yourself at all times. Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Why do men shy away from this responsibility? Is it? Let me ask you. Is it that maybe when you go to the boys, they're like, you are the chick? Nah, man. Because we've even had celebrities who have actually said, they've denied, and they're like, no, we
Can
need
I
a
say
DNA,
something?
we
Can I
need
say
a
something?
DNA.
This is what it is. It all stems from when there's a pregnancy, the only person who's going to feel the pregnancy is the woman, not the man.
True.
You understand?
Yeah.
All those 9 months before the child comes to this world, it's only the woman who is going through all these things, right? The man can go ahead and continue with their lives.
True.
So they subconsciously forget they have a responsibility, because for them, they can go on with their lives without saying they have a kid.
Oh, okay.
You understand? And they can even after the child is born, they can still continue living their lives, because the child only needs the mother at that moment. They don't need the dad. What for, right?
Yeah.
They only need the mom for probably a year or two, to be honest. That's when maybe the dad is when you can see the kid wants to be with the dad most of the times. So because of that, most men decide, oh, well, I can continue with my life. I can do whatever I want. And it's a problem, but that's how it is.
That is a very good point. So let me just
take the break.
Okay.
Before you say a kid is not yours, kindly just be there, be present when that pregnancy is developing and growing. Be there, and then agree or disagree to not being the father of that kid after DNA test. Because you might say the kid is not yours, and the kid is yours.
I didn't say about whether accepting or not. All I said
I'm
is
not saying
giving birth is not a man's problem most of the time. It's mostly a woman's problem to deal with.
So we're gonna continue with the discussion after the break. Welcome back to the men's conference. Thank you to Daughters for this beautiful place. As we were having the conversation, Mr. Fine Latte. Was it Mr. Fine Latte or Fine Latte?
The both of you.
Yeah, that's right.
The both of you.
Was it Fine Latte or Mr. Black Pepper? Who was saying? Someone was saying.
It was Sir Denver B that was to come in.
Yes. We're talking about responsibility. When to pick the responsibility. Yes, Sir Denver B.
Yes, please enlighten us.
And don't just pick the responsibility of speaking. Responsibility of the child.
Yes, the responsibility of the child. First of all, I think we need to accept the original statement that I started with, where your power as a man is gone the moment you know.
I don't accept that. But let's continue. No worries. Let's continue.
Okay.
When that baby comes out, go get a DNA test first. Standard procedure should be getting a DNA test. Because what I have learned from my many years of studying the conjugal arts and the many situations that happen with the conjugal arts, I can say for a fact, without a doubt, that a lot of women, actually a majority of women, choose their baby daddies. Yes, I am ready to die on that hill. You choose your baby daddies.
What do you mean by they choose their baby daddies?
You can go and get pipe from one guy and from another guy, know that the kid is one guy, but go and say that it's the other guy's, because the other guy will probably take responsibility and be ready to become a good father, because he looks like he'd be the best father material.
Because he will take responsibility.
Exactly. So you just chose your baby daddy.
It's not about choosing, it's all about we're talking about responsibilities here. So I'm weighing if it's Fine Latte, Black Pepper.
So I'm supposed to take care of someone else's nut?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we have different people. You know the people who are responsible.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes.
I feel like most times, these things actually females know. It's only that we just play it cool. Yeah, we do.
Make it a threesome or a foursome and that starts to get jumbled a little bit.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I was in another production, and a friend of mine was telling me right now he feels it's so hard to find a lady who does not have a child.
I agree with him.
He was saying so many young girls now have children. It's so hard to just have a girl who does not have a child.
And I agree with him.
I feel like it's so unfair because as a female, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm a mother. But then you as the man, you can actually get away with it.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. A man can decide not to say that.
But I feel like as an alpha male, you should own it. And
BS.
You know what?
Absolute
I'm a father.
BS.
I have kids. I have responsibilities,
That's BS there, and you know it.
Imagine it's not. I feel like we are young, right?
Yeah. Yes, we are young.
So
yes,
there's some responsibilities I won't expect you to of course to cater for.
We are young.
But the other basic ones, come on. Wanaume msituangushe. Come on.
And that is part of the reason why us guys
Yeah.
do not want to go and start the relationship at 1-0. That is what we're trying to avoid.
Uh-huh.
And on top of that, when you decided to have that kid from that guy, you clearly knew who the father was. You decided, you know what, let me have that kid either way. How did you think that man was going to step up and become a father?
We're talking here like the kid is a choice. Like we're just saying, you know what? Now let's have a kid. I feel like most of the young
The number of babes that want to keep a guy and will use a kid to do it are on the rise.
which is unfortunate and
Highly unfortunate, and it's quite sad.
But don't you think it's not a choice really? It happens. I feel like for the young people, it's more of it happens.
I think some women sometimes they do it to manipulate other men.
Exactly.
To be honest,
That's exactly what they do.
unfortunately, that's true.
Ah, voila. You see? So you're putting some men in some predicament.
All women like
I'm not categorizing all women. I'm just saying that a good chunk of you have been playing the manipulation game.
I think these baby daddy issues are coming in because women have developed this tendency of gauging all the men that they indulge sexually with. We have a man who's providing for you financially. We have a man who's giving you the pipe so well. We have a man who who strikes to be a good father, so he's not a father, good dad. And every woman is obsessed with having a pretty child. So they'll look
those
for,
light-skinned
they'll look
babies.
for a person with the genes of Mr. Black Pepper, tall,
thank you.
dark, and handsome, and talented.
Really?
That's
Wow.
what they look for.
But those are my genes.
So
Those are my genes.
yeah. So when that happens, now men have now become coy to just come in and accept pregnancies from women because now everyone is feeling like they are trapped. Do I have something? What is this woman seeing in me? So I feel that's so wrong. Women have given us that perception. But again, as a man, as a young man, the fact is you are young. If you're not ready to have kids, don't have sex. If you must have sex, do it with protection. And if you don't do it with protection, just know you'll have a kid. When the kid happens, take responsibility. That is what we are saying.
True.
Yes.
Okay.
Very true.
I'm actually going to just start the exact same way you started, but I'm going to change everything entirely. I feel like a huge part of the reason why baby daddies exist is because the responsibilities that came with sex, which women were supposed to carry with a lot of care, have been absconded. And I know it's going to sound very left, but think about it like this. Women hold the keys to sex, right? If women hold the keys to sex, just the same way we hold the keys to the relationship, we have a huge responsibility to make the relationship work because, well, a lot of times it's the guys that are the reason why the relationship breaks or they're the ones who even break the relationship. So if y'all hold the keys to sex and y'all play around with those keys the way you feel like, and then you end up pregnant by some guy that you decided to let hit simply because you liked how confident they were, if you end up getting pregnant by such a person and he decides to up and leave because his confidence was only good up until he nutted inside, is it really the guy's fault? Or was it really the problem in your selection criteria?
Something for them to think about.
Exactly.
Food for
Something
thought.
they should think about. Something they should think
Food
about
for
for real.
thought. Mr. Black Pepper, what do you say about that before I come?
Well, this wasn't about whether or you want to be pregnant. This is about pregnancies here and whether or you have to take this responsibility or not. So as a young person, I know sometimes it slips up and you hear the woman has told you she's pregnant and she's keeping it. Think about it as your legacy.
Or hell.
That's it, right?
Or hell.
Oh,
Think
Lord
about
Father.
it as your legacy.
Or
Lord
hell.
Father.
The child is here now, your flesh and blood, right? What do they want them to think of you when they grow up? That's it.
I say this.
You don't need to, sometimes you don't have the
Ayo.
money or the energy to do a lot. But as a father, there's no one-on-one parenting class. There isn't. It's something you just stumble into it and you move along. But if you want to be an alpha male, take care of them. That's it.
I want to say this. I want to say this. every man can be a father so long as you're fertile. Every man can be a father so long as you can make a baby. But not every father can be a dad. And a dad doesn't mean you have money. You do not have to come home with the large pack of Pampers all the time. You do not have to come with the most expensive ice cream. You come running to your kid. You do not have to buy them the most expensive gifts. Quality time. Were you there during? Were you supporting the baby mama? You get. So this thing about legacy, or I have a kid that I planted somewhere, or my blood is flowing somewhere.
Reproduce and fill the earth.
You can do that. You can do that. But what makes the difference is there's a man who's a father. Every man can be a father, but not every man can be a dad. And we want young people growing up, you become dads. If you are abandoned as a young boy and you're not taken care of by your biological father, then that should make you work harder so that you are a step up of your father, not like your miserable imitation of a man, dad.
You've heard it from our alpha male, Mr. Black Pepper. Okay. You've heard it from our 3 alpha males. Any man can be a father, but not every father can be a dad. So whoever is out there, we're just saying take responsibility. You don't have to have money, you don't have to have a lot. Just the mere responsibility and acknowledge that you have a kid that you need to take care of. I want to say thank you again to Dotash for this wonderful place. And this has been the Men's Conference where men become alpha male. And I have been Ayo Pondo, the only female allowed in the Men's Conference.